Right. More plates don't mean more gains. Stop equating lifting heavy with gaining more muscle. A lot of the reasons why people are looking for progressive overload is because we're seeing this before and after picture of somebody with a more slim frame or physique into a more muscular physique. What's the issue with that? The result of doing progressive overload is bigger muscles, right? First of all, progressive overload is a training technique. Same thing with hypertrophy. It is a training technique. And the result of using that type of technique when you're doing progressive overload correctly is building up your foundational strength. Same thing with hypertrophy. So in reality, what you're actually doing if you're growing the size of your muscle is using hypertrophy style training, not progressive overload. Moving forward, I want to talk about the difference between hypertrophy training and progressive overload because they're different. Doing hypertrophy training, that is going to aim to increase the size of your muscle fibers. This is what results in a thicker muscle. Hi, buddy. Meet Lucius. When doing progressive overload style training, that doesn't have a strong focus on lifting heavy or lifting more weight. That's more so focused on changing the structure of your muscle tissue. Bigger weights don't mean bigger muscles. You're going to see bodybuilders focus on that hypertrophy training using like tempo and isolation techniques. Powerlifters are more so going to focus on progressive overload because that's how we build foundational strength. Getting stronger and getting bigger muscles are two separate goals. Right, but even though the goal may be similar in growing the size of the muscle, the specific technique and programming are going to differ quite a bit. Hypertrophy training should look like a moderate amount of weight under a moderate amount of repetitions. If you're lifting a weight and it starts to feel easy, of course, it's going to make sense to go up in your weight. So it makes sense that hypertrophy training is going to focus on more weights, heavier weights to build a bigger muscle. When you do progressive overload, it should focus on the increase of stress on your musculoskeletal and your nervous system. You can accomplish that with an increase of weight, but only to increase the level of intensity that you are under, not to increase the level of weight that you are lifting. This weight increase is going to be far minimal compared to the level of increase that you would see in hypertrophy style training. For progressive overload, your only focus is to build the tension. You can especially do that with a proprioception enriched environment. That's when you're challenging like your balance and mobility under resistance and tension, strengthening your movement pattern foundation. That's what progressive overload is. Simply put, progressive overload makes you stronger and hypertrophy training makes you bigger. Yes, you can get stronger without getting bigger muscles. You can be stronger without bigger muscles. Let's understand it first. Stop chasing a progressive overload style of training if you're not looking to build up your foundational strength. Do use progressive overload techniques so that it makes it easier and more effective for you to grow the size of your muscle. The weight that you are lifting is going to be just one piece to this training puzzle and complexities in which you take on to train. Having an understanding of the goal is what's going to make it easier for you to work to build your best physique. Say later, Lou. Follow for your health and we'll see you soon.